I have about 1.5 kilograms of ground beef. You can use any type of meat that you want. So for our spices, we have 2 tablespoons of salt, half a tablespoon of chili flakes, 3/4 tablespoon of cumin powder, as well as half a tablespoon of red chili. And then I have 8 cloves of roughly chopped garlic. Followed by that, I have 2 cups of frozen mixed vegetables, which I added 2 tablespoons of water to, some salt and pepper, and just microwaved it for 2 minutes. For this, I have half a cup of flour, 1¼ cup of milk, 2 tablespoons of butter, and also a pinch of salt and pepper according to taste. And I'm also using 2 cans of sauce. You can use any sauce which you prefer. And I used about a box of the oven ready lasagna noodles. So let's get started. So first off, we want to make the white sauce. Over here, I'm just melting the butter in a pot. Medium high heat is good. So you just want to get everything nice and melted. Then you're going to add in your flour. You want the flour to cook out for about 2 minutes to get rid of that raw flour taste. Followed by that, I'm going to add in all of the milk, and also I'm going to use a whisk just to get all the clumps of the flour out. Don't worry, slowly you're gonna get there. And at this point, you also want to lower your heat so you don't burn the milk. And then I just seasoned with a little bit of salt and pepper. And also I felt like it was getting a little bit too thick, so I added in about a cup of water. Because you want everything to have a lot of flavor, I felt like it was a good idea to also add in some mozzarella cheese. So you want to keep mixing until you have a nice smooth sauce. Now for the meat, I took a couple of tablespoons of oil and I cooked up my garlic a little bit until it started getting aromatic. After that, I added in the meat, and my meat was frozen, which is why I couldn't fully fry it up and cook it in the oil. So I just proceeded to adding in all my seasonings, and then adding about a cup of water to allow for the meat to cook thoroughly. So as you can see, I made sure that all of the water had evaporated and it was nice and dry before I added in my 2 cans of sauce. I also added in about a can of water because I'm using oven ready pasta and I needed my sauce to be thinner. If you're not using oven ready pasta, you only need to add in about 1/4 of a can of water just to cook the sauce thoroughly. Then you want to start layering. You want to make sure that the top and bottom of your lasagna have a nice amount of sauce so that your lasagna does not dry out. You want to obviously go between the sauce, the cheese, the white sauce, as well as the vegetables. I only kept it on half because half of the people in this house like veggies and half of the people don't. So just keep layering. And remember, a very crucial step, as you can see, my sauce is very runny. I'm going to repeat this once again. If you are using sheets that you boiled, you do not need to leave your sauce this runny because then your lasagna will slip and slide. Because we keep it in the oven longer when we have the oven ready sheets, that is why we need more moisture. So you want to make a thicker sauce. This is the very top layer. I'm ending it off with a large amount of the meat sauce, as well as you're going to see the white sauce and the cheese, because you do not want a dry lasagna. And also remember, when you are cooking your pasta, if you're boiling it, do not overboil your pasta. You want to leave it a little bit al dente. Have a little bite so that once you bake it, it doesn't get mushy. After you're done with the layering, you want to cover it up with aluminum foil all the way, and then you're just going to place it in the oven. I believe it was between 375 400, but follow the instructions on the back of your box, and it took about an hour to cook. It's going to take approximately 25-30 minutes for it to cook through if your pasta is like boiled beforehand, but if you're using oven ready, it took about an hour. And that is the end result: bubbly, delicious lasagna. And make sure you guys let the lasagna cool before cutting into it, otherwise it will turn into a sloppy mess. I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe and this version of our lasagna. Be sure to try it out.